I hope it's gonna be like super relatable to everyone. This is gonna be my first ever podcast episode, and I'm sure no one's gonna listen to it, but it's just for fun. I think the first episode of my podcast is going to be like immediately deep. Hi guys, welcome to my first ever episode of my little podcast. And yeah, to start, my name is Yasmin. I'm 30 years old. Wow, time flies. I'm a mother. I have a 7 years old daughter, and her name is Anggun. I don't know how and where this episode gonna go. I think it's time for me to address the elephant in the room. As most of you guys know, I got divorced, and talking about it still hurts me. But I am aware of my feelings, and I'm aware that healing is not linear, and I'm honestly like working on it. I'm growing, I'm healing, and I'm taking a baby step to really get to know me as a person. I don't know, really trying my very very best to be a better version of myself. So I got married when I was 22, and based on my experience, the only thing that I would advise is get to know your other half, like really get to know him or her. I met him when I was like 21. I got seconded to Para at that time, I think back in 2015 for my job. And fast forward to a few months, me and my ex got close. Yeah, we just kind of hit it off. So we got to know each other for I think more or less 5 months. There were so many red flags that I ignored, which is again my advice is like really get to know your other half. And then we got married, and then 9 months after we got married, I gave birth to my daughter. And fast forward to 5 6 years into the marriage, it started to crumble and shake. Yeah, and then we kind of like lost each other in a way. I definitely felt like I was losing myself. This is so personal, but when you get married to someone, you consider their family is your family, and you have to bear in mind that semua orang came from different family background, and how they were raised, and how they carry themselves to find a perfect balance to mix with other family. Sometimes it gets super tough. Yeah, I tried my best, but it doesn't work out. I think a month before our 8 years anniversary, I filed for a divorce, and I got a lot of hate because of it. So much thing were happening behind closed door, and then that time I macam, you know what, it's time for me to stand up for myself. And then I remember vividly that I told him he need to do something in order for me to feel protected and not like objectified or controlled by anyone. I need him to step up. Yeah, kind of like protect me lah. And I told him that I can't wait any longer. I tried my best, and my last act of love is letting go. Yeah, I never told anyone, even my family, my parents, about what happened between us. And then when I broke the news, it was so hard. I was shaking, and I was like, I don't know how to tell my parents, because in a way I felt like I dah hancurkan the perception or the idea of a perfect family, especially for my daughter. And I kind of feel like I rampas dia punya like family away from her. And up until today, it was so hard, and I still can't move on from it, because I would never hurt my daughter, and I wanted the best for her. So knowing that I cannot give her the best of me hurts my soul. It wasn't that easy, but then I was pretty determined. And then I talked to him, and I prepared all of the documentation and all that. On July 23rd, we finally went to the court and finalized the divorce. We agreed to do a fast track process where uh, neither of the party will claim anything, and then we will discuss and share the custody outside of the court. So it's basically like a mutual agreement lah. So far it works. Yeah, sometimes it's very annoying, but it's a process lah. I can see that a lot of progress have been made, and I'm super thankful that it gets easier, because it wasn't at the very beginning. It wasn't, because I felt like, because we were so depending on each other, it was so hard to navigate life after the divorce. He agreed to get a divorce if I not claim anything, and we agreed to him keeping the house, and then the car, he's gonna give the car to me, and he did for a month, and then he took it away, and I literally had to start all over again. And I was super thankful for my friend, my dearest friend Sarah at that time, because she helped me a lot financially, especially moving to new place. It wasn't easy, but then I kinda feel like grateful and thankful that macam semua dipermudah, because few days before I need to leave the house, I saja-saja buka Mudah, and then like suddenly my previous house that I was staying in like pop out, and it was just being published, I think like 30 minutes before. And then I reached out to the agent. I went to see the house, and yeah, before I moved in, I took a video. I brought my sisters and my daughter with me, and I took the videos and I sent it to him. Because we just got divorced, I have like tempo idah kan, so I cannot simply like go out, move to other places without his permission. So when he said like okay, he agreed, I moved out. So yeah, I just wanted to make it clear that everything I do dalam tempo idah was given permission by him, and he was like totally aware of everything that I did. So I just need to put it on the record, because I heard lots of things and it wasn't what actually happened. It kind of breaks my heart, because for the longest time ever, I thought I knew my partner, if that make any sense. I thought I knew him by heart, but I didn't know him. Like, oh, tipula if I say I didn't like sayang him and all that. I really loved him back then. So we got divorced, and then life happened, and then we moved on. It was hard at the beginning. I think like for the first few months, it was hard. Yeah, I don't know. Is my setup okay? Fine. It's fine. No one's gonna watch it, so I'm just gonna like post it. And yeah, I think the emotional impact from my divorce was, oh my god. Okay, this is trigger warning. Okay, I'm gonna put it out there. This is very triggering, and for anyone that currently experiencing like this kind of stuff, just know that you're not alone, and I'm here for you. It will get better like 1000%. It all will make sense soon, and just keep going, and reach out, please reach out to your support system. If you don't have anyone to talk to, please please just reach out to me. I reach out to all of my close friends, and I'm gonna give like a special shout out to Sarah, Ras, Eileen, Hazika, Shafira, Aimi, my siblings, my like sister-in-law, Kanabila, my brother-in-law, Abang Afi, for being my rock. Like I was at my worst. I was at my lowest. And the reason why I chose my previous place, because my unit was on the higher floor. So when I look at the balcony, I felt like that would be my easy way to leave. And a special shout out to Angel for helping me. Um, I reached out to her. She introduced me to therapy. So I was a bit skeptical, because the therapy and all that was kind of taboo stuff to talk about. So I was looking at one of the therapy platform, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna look around, and if someone, or if one of the therapists like kind of speak to me, I'm gonna proceed. So when I was scrolling, I saw this one girl lah, and she is still my therapist until today. So I stumbled upon her profile. I looked at her, and it was like the right fit. So I just booked a session with her, and I remembered our first conversation. The first question she asked like, "How are you? Are you okay?" I was crying. I immediately cried, and I'm like, I'm not okay. I know I need help, but I don't know where to start. She guided me, and yeah, she helped me a lot. in terms of like how to regulate my emotions and how to express my feelings because I was so closed off. And what happened during the marriage and after the divorce made me like not trust people, but she helped me a lot. And then we kind of like tackle every issues, every trauma I had. Yeah, just work on it. And I can say proudly now that I'm in such a good place mentally, spiritually. Does it make sense? I don't know, when I say it out loud, I feel like it doesn't make sense. But looking back, I'm so glad I reached out for help because if I didn't do the work that I need to do back then, I don't think I'm gonna be this strong. Yeah, I still have issues, but knowing that I can work on my issues and aware what triggers me make me like relief because I know it's within my control and I can fix it. And I memang nak fix because I want to be a better person for myself and especially a better mom for my daughter so that she doesn't have to go through what I went through. And then I started the journey of like self discovery after the divorce. So I started going out more. I went out to see friends, and joined Bali all the sports activities. I went for Pilates. I went for spin class and all that. So I felt like I was giving a second chance to build my life and finally be myself. And I don't have to be, people pleaser anymore. Oh, on that note, to stop saying yes and to start saying no is so hard. It's so, so, so hard because over the years, you dah biasa pleasing people, you dah biasa like say yes or prioritize everyone else except you. So when it's time for you to prioritize yourself, it was such an uncomfortable feeling because you don't want to hurt people. I think the main reason is you don't want to hate people because I feel like I need external validation in a way. Sampai I lupa yang the only validation I need is from myself. Yeah, no one else matters because this is my life. And to let other people dictate how I live my life, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's like I don't love myself that much sampai I let people control me. Oh, I dah merepek. I rasa I dah merepek like jauh ke mana. But you just gonna whatever. And then I started a new hobby, like new interest, and then a personal growth during this time. This is such a pivotal period for me. Okay, I ada terbaca satu quote. In order for you to move on with your new life, the cost of your new life is your old life. And at first I was like, I tak faham. But then now I get it. I 100% get it. And I remove myself from so many previous connections or relationships. I think that part is gonna be discussed lain kali because it is such a heavy topic and I'm still processing it. I don't wanna say something that might hurt me later on. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself first, process it, and when I feel like I'm okay to talk about it, then I'm gonna talk about it. Yeah, mulut orang memang tak boleh tutup. So the least I could do is tutup mulut sendiri. Okay. I always like tell my therapist that I don't feel loved, seen or heard, and I don't feel like I'm enough. And it takes a lot of like work or effort to get me out of that headspace. I macam okay because when you get married, you have this idea of you want to be with that person for the rest of your life, and no one in their right state of mind wanted a divorce just because, bila you don't express yourself that much and you don't say anything to the public, people will assume that you were the problem. It was hard for me because when that happened and when I decided to keep my mouth shut, dia rasa macam everyone around me, like our mutual friends, have the idea of I was the one that had a problem. Yeah, it was hard at first to accept it, but I come to terms that if you feel like I'm the bad person, then so be it. I don't have time and energy and capacity to entertain that anymore. And even if I do have that, I don't want to pour my energy towards that because it's such a negative environment to be in. When I got divorced, I macam jadi macam, oh my god, what should I do next? And what's gonna happen to me? And am I gonna be okay? Like how am I gonna survive? What if I never find love again? Oh, I think that's the scariest part ever. Because I love love. I love love so much. And I know I have so much love to give. And the fact that at the back of my mind, I have this fear that no one's gonna find me like enough and no one's gonna love me and want to be with me scares me. Oh my god. What if I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life? And yeah, yeah. I met one of my friend for lunch, Yana. Yeah, people have this idea that I'm doing well and I'm not. I'm still processing and I'm still trying to accept the fact that I'm not a good mom and I'm not a good wife. Anything I do will never be enough. It's so stupid because I know it's not about me and whatever they thought and whatever my ex decided to do back then, it was on him because I didn't make that decision. I didn't make that thing. Ah, betul lah. I rasa bersyukur because after that divorce, semua macam dipermudah. Like I got a new job, alhamdulillah. I got a new place, I got a new car. Like oh on that note, not many people know about this. We tried so hard to give Anggun a sibling. We tried so hard and then every month when my period came, I was so sad because I felt like I was a failure. And then to have people to constantly telling me that broke my heart because like I tried so hard to give everything, but it just doesn't work lah. So lesson 101. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Don't push too hard and don't punish yourself. Ada hikmah kenapa I tak pregnant. So yeah, I got a new job. I was blessed with such amazing bosses. So I was very lucky. And then macam semua dipermudah because even like here, I never expect that I will be living outside of Kajang, to be honest. Because my whole life, I've been surrounded by family and I always have like support system around me. And to move to a new place, a new area, neighborhood, all by myself, I'm figuring it out by myself. It's kind of scary, but I know it's gonna be worth it. Another lesson is if you are a career woman, just keep on working. Don't stop working, especially financially. Just don't rely on anyone. The thing that I regret the most was I wasn't listening to my mom when she said, "Don't don't trust your partner 100%. You can trust them 80% or what, but just not 100%." And then some things are meant to be kept to yourself, and I get that now. Yeah, especially financially. Financially was the biggest issue. I okay if I see now that I've been in that situation, what I'm looking for now is a guy that have a drive and a passion. Is very like career driven and all that. He doesn't have to be like rich, but I need to know if dia ada passion, dia ada his own life, and he's not gonna become a leech to me. Does it make sense? Because I am so done nak susah senang dengan a guy. I mean, if I see him like working hard towards his goals, and dia ada his life, dia like focus on his career, yet still have the capacity to be selfless when yelah bila perlu lah, and at the same time jadi macam a protector, and I feel safe being around him. That's when I rasa I can give my all and I can like susah senang with him. If not, then I'm gonna leave, and that is just as simple as it is now. So my mindset at the moment is I'm gonna just like open my heart and accept people as is and communicate. If I see something that I'm not okay with, if I'm being treated poorly, I'm gonna address it. And if it like nothing works or nothing changed, I'm not gonna wait and sit anymore. I'm just gonna leave because it's not worth it. It's not worth my headache. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth the energy. So if you're ever in that situation and you start to have these thoughts like, oh, what if, get out, just get out. I'm such in a happy and calmer place right now. Yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna say that I'm in such a happy and calmer and safer place right now. I've never felt loved, hurt, and seen like this before. And I'm super grateful and appreciate people that, you know, are with me up until this day. So yeah, that's about it, I think, for now. I don't know. I tak tahu bila I edit nanti dia jadi macam apa, but let's just go with it. I have a lot to learn to like podcast and everything. So just remember that whoever that going through this, you're not alone and it's okay. Your feelings are valid. Whatever decision you make, do it for yourself and just go with it. As cliche as it sounds, okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So just keep going, reach out, and surround yourself with good people and stay kind and true to yourself, especially yourself. Be kind to yourself, and you just have to do it. It will all make sense. It maybe feel like it's not now, but it will. I promise you, it's gonna be the best decision you ever made. So thank you so much for listening. And sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm still figuring out the structure of my podcast. So yeah, until next time. Bye bye.